Hello, friends. Today we are in the class for Master in Business Administration, second semester students. The subject is marketing management, and the topic that we are going to cover today is product pricing. So let's get started. The art of pricing is to have the price being equate to the value of the product to the customer. Anything that represents a sacrifice in potential. This definition was given by Raymond Corey. This is something which is said by Raymond Corey. So this is perhaps the starting point for our topic, product pricing. Pricing is the most important function of marketing. It is the second P of your marketing mix. It is the exchange value of a product. It is the amount that you need to pay in order to acquire a particular product. Pricing is the determinant of market demand for the product, but price is not all about marketing success. Price is one of the component of marketing success. Companies that there are certain companies which compete on price, but there are certain companies which do not compete on price. So those companies which do not compete on price, they can compete on the basis of by focusing on the area of marketing like product distribution and promotion of the product. So these are some of the other factors other than product on which the on which the companies can compete with each other. Non-price features of the product like branding, quality, convenience, etc. differentiate the product from the competitor's product and also decrease the effect of price on the demand of the product. Price is actually the monetary value of the product. Value is the ratio of benefits to price of the product. What benefit you are getting out of the product, its ratio with the price that you are paying for the product. It also includes the shopping time, travel time, etc. are also included in the cost that you are paying to the product, meaning hereby the efforts that you are making in order to purchase that product are also included in the price that you are paying for that particular product. Now, utility value pricing and price are important to understand, particularly here at this point of time. Now, utility is the want satisfying capacity of a product. It is the want satisfying capacity of an item or an attribute or an item that makes it capable for satisfying one needs or wants. If the product is satisfying your need to a great extent, it will said to be having high utility for you. But if it is satisfying your demand or your want only up to a certain limit or up to a minimum limit, it will not be having that utility for you as a consumer. Now, value is the quantity. Value is actually the quantitative measure of the worth of a product. Like we have seen, value is always calculated benefit upon cost. Now, price is the art of translating into the monetary terms the value of the term to the consumer terms at a particular time. Price is actually the monetary value of the product to the consumer that the consumer have to pay in order to acquire the product. Now, determining the pricing policies depends upon the pricing objectives of the organization. It also involves analyzing the competitors' policies in relation to the price and also determining the demand estimate of the product, including the cost that you are going to incur in making that particular product. Now, factors affecting pricing decisions. there are certain factors that directly influence the pricing decisions, which includes internal factors or internal conditions like product differentiation, marketing mix. Organizational factors are also there, like organizational objectives, cost, organizational goals, etc. External conditions include government regulations. Further, economic conditions, demand position, buyer's attitude, competition, substitute suppliers, cost of factors of production, etc. These are some of the external factors. Now, 5 C's of pricing. What are the 5 different C's of pricing? Let's understand them. Pricing strategies can be successful if we consider these 5 C's while determining the price for our product. First is the company's objective. What are the objectives of the company, right? What are the ultimate objectives of the company for which we are pricing, for which we are working? What objectives we have to achieve have a direct influence on the price of the product. Second is the customer. The customer, as we all know, is the most important uh, party, particularly in case of marketing, because whatever marketing activities are there, this customer is into the central focus. Third is the cost. This cost includes the cost of production, the cost of advertising, the cost of distribution, all those costs which is involved in making and in producing the product and making it available to the consumer, including the production cost. Fourth is competition. Competition with the products of, or competition with the competitors product. Competitors might be having substitute of your product, which we will be giving you competition. So, and the fifth is channel members. Channel members are the intermediaries which are in between the channel, and this channel is the marketing channel, which is a link between the manufacturer and the consumer. So these are the 5 C's which should be taken care of while determining or while performing this uh, second P, while taking pricing decisions for a particular product. These 5 C's should be seriously taken care of. Now, there are coming down to the methods of pricing. There are two types of methods of pricing. One is the cost oriented method. The second is the customer oriented method. Now we will be discussing the cost oriented method. Among the cost oriented method, there are a few methods. Among them, the first is the full cost method. Full cost method is also known as markup pricing method. Full cost method is the simplest and most commonly used method for pricing a product. What is happening in the full cost method? The manufacturer add a certain amount of money to the cost of the product that determines the selling price of the product. Like you have manufactured a product which have costed you rupees 80, you have added 20 rupees and price your product as 100. So that has determined the price of product to be rupees 100. It is the full cost method. It is the simplest and commonly used method, and more the easiest to use method in pricing. Now, coming down to the next method, it is marginal cost or contribution pricing method. Here, the company work on the premise of recovering its marginal cost. The companies focus on recovering the marginal cost and getting a contribution towards the marginal cost which has been incurred by the company while making the product. Now, this kind of method works well when the competition is cutthroat and the objective of the firm is to acquire a foothold in the market of intense competition. If the market is having such a kind of situation where a lot of competition is there and the company want to acquire or a certain amount of market share, or want to acquire a foothold in that kind of market, the company can go for this type of pricing strategy. This type of pricing strategy is very much helpful in a situation when there is a heavy competition in the market and the company wants to gain foothold in such kind of market. This method performs very well. Now, coming down uh, this slide, right? Now, this kind of method also work well when a firm is having a large stock of finished goods. There is a large stock of finished goods which is lying with the company, and the company wants to liquidate that stock of finished goods and wants to convert it into the cash. Here the prime concern of the company is not to earn profit, but to earn or to recover the direct cost which is incurred in making that product, which are lying idle in your stock. And you want to liquidate your money, you want to take out your money from that particular stock. So this kind of method works well in such a kind of situation also, because your focus is not to earn a lot of profit, rather your focus is just to take out the money which you have spent in making the product which are lying in stock with you. Further, the main problem with this method is that it usually starts price wars in the market, which is not beneficial for industry in the long run. Because in such a kind of strategies, you will be pricing your product at low levels, and pricing your product at the low level will compel your competitor to follow the same strategy, although it will be benefiting the customers to a large extent. But a price war will get started in the market, and in most of the time companies will also be compromising in terms of their quality, in terms of their distribution, and things like these. So this kind of strategy is this kind of method is not advisable in all the situations, but it works well in certain situations where it is the only option. Now, cost oriented methods, other cost oriented methods, we have going rate or follow the crowd method. It is another most simple cost oriented method. In going rate or follow the ground method, going rate or follow the crowd method. Next is your sealed bid pricing method. Now let's see these methods of pricing. Now a customer oriented method. Now let me come out with that going rate or follow the crowd method. It is a kind of method by in which we price our product in the same manner as competitors are doing. We follow the same method of pricing our product like what competitors are doing. We just understand the method that the competitors are using to price their product for their consumers, and we follow the same method. And in the sealed bid pricing is a method in which we invite bid from the different parties, that who will be manufacturing our product, yeah, who will be doing our job in at the minimum cost, and the person who gives the minimum bid, who gives the bid for minimum amount, we give our contract for that particular activity to that party who is ready to do our job at the at the lowest price. So these are the other two methods, that is the going rate method and the seal bid method. Now coming down to the next category of methods, other than cost oriented method, I said there are two categories of method. One is cost oriented method, another one is the customer oriented method. Now let us start with the customer oriented method, and let's see what are the customer oriented methods which are available with us. Perceived value pricing method. This is actually pricing the product on the basis of customer perception of the product value. Customer have different perception about the product value. In this method, perceived value pricing, we are pricing the product on the basis of perception that the consumer is having about our product. This kind of method takes into account all the elements of marketing mix and also the positioning strategies, because the elements of marketing mix and positioning strategies are the components that actually determine the perception of the consumer about our product. It also this method is also helpful in reducing the ugliest price wars, because we are pricing our product in accordance with the perception of the consumer about the value of our product. So it takes these kind of price wars to an end. Now, these key to success in this method is to this method can, in fact, in other words, it can be said that this method can only be successful when we will be able to understand the customer perception of the value in terms of our product. This method can only be successful when we are able to understand correctly the perceived value of the consumer in connection to our product. But if we do not understand the perception of the consumer value about our product, this method will not be useful. So it is very much necessary to understand the perception in the clear manner that the consumer is having about our product. So we have to do market research. We have to do a lot of studies in order to understand the perceived value of the consumer directly in connection to our product. Now, perceived value of our product is based on number one, acquisition value, and number two, transaction value. AV is the perceived benefits and sacrifice made by the customer to get it. Now, average equal to perceived benefit upon perceived sacrifice. Perceived benefit, that the benefit you are getting, and perceived sacrifice is the cost you have paid for it. Now, if we talk about Air India have a low perceived value for the consumer when we compare it to other airlines because of its unreliability and discourteous cabin crew. So when customer decides to buy Air India ticket, it is priced at a lower price, but he thinks that he is paying more because the perceived value of Air India is comparatively lesser as compared to the other airlines, because the perception of the consumer about Air India is pretty poor when we compare it to other airlines like Indigo, Go Air, or any other airline, particularly if we talk about domestic airlines. So the perception value of a consumer actually when the perception the consumer, although is purchasing the ticket of Air India at the lowest price, but as the perception the perceived value of the consumer about the ticket of Air India is low, so still the consumer is will be at an opinion that he is paying higher price for the ticket of Air India. Although if the consumer is purchasing ticket for some other airline, maybe Indigo or Go Air, and its price is higher than the ticket of Air India, customer will not be having such kind of problem, because the perceived value of Indigo or Go Air as far as customer is concerned is higher when we compare it to the perceived customer perceived value in terms of Air India. Now, in order to measure the perceived value of the consumer, the marketer may use any of the following methods that you can see on the slide. Among them, the first method is the direct price rating method. Here, customers are asked to determine the price of each brand or model of the product demonstrated to them. Marketer demonstrate different models of a product to the consumer and ask the consumer directly to estimate what can be the price or what should be the price of this particular product, or the what should be the price of these different models of the product. You are directly displaying or demonstrating the product to the consumer and asking the consumer to determine what should be the price for this product and what should be the price for different models of the same product. So this is an effective method of determining the consumer perceived value for a product. The next method is direct perceived value rating. Here buyers are asked to give here the buyers are given a point scale, and this point scales is from 0 to 100, and they are required to give points to all competing brands, and the brand which is having higher points is supposed to be having the high perceived value in terms of consumer. It is another important method of determining the perceived value of the product, consumer perceived value of the product. Now diagnostic method, here what is happening, in the diagnostic pricing method, what consumers are doing, buyers are evaluating the competing brands on different attributes according to their priorities by multiplying the importance weight against each company's rating, and the brand with highest perceived the brand which is having the highest value will set to be having the highest perceived value in terms of consumers. Now, economic values to the customers. It is calculated by having a comparison between companies product total cost with the total benefit it is offering to the consumer. This method is used by the firm which, in order to decide which market, this kind of method is very much useful, particularly for the firms who are about to decide that which market segment they should be targeting in the times to come, or at present what market segment they should be targeting at. Now this is all about the methods of pricing. Now let's discuss about the strategies of pricing, and we will be discussing about the pricing strategies in our next lecture. Thank you very much.